deployments failing with module utils, import errors across 20+ servers. One playbook referenced a collection without a version constraint, and the CI pipeline had cached an older tarball. Let's break down building custom Ansible collections, how it works, and the exact mistake behind that failure. A custom Ansible collection is a distributable package of modules, roles, plugins, and playbooks. It lets you bundle your automation logic into a reusable, versioned artifact that your team or the community can install via Ansible-galaxy. Think of it like a Lego set, all the pieces you need in one box. Before collections, every team had their own hack, library directories, symlinks, shared drives. The result, version hell. Collections fix this by giving you a package manager for your automation. You get semantic versioning, dependency resolution, and a single install command. Here's the old way, a library directory in the playbook repo. Every playbook repo has its own copy, leading to version drift. Never use library in a shared playbook repo. Collections are the only sane way to distribute custom modules. A collection is just a directory with a specific structure. The Galaxy, IML manifest is your metadata, namespace, name, version, dependencies. Modules live in plugins/modules/, roles in roles, playbooks in playbooks. The plugin/directory also holds action plugins, filters, and more. Use module utils for shared Python code. Here's the directory tree. Notice the Galaxy, IML at the root, modules in plugins/modules/, and module utils for shared code. Use module utils for any code shared between modules. It keeps your modules lean and testable. Modules are Python scripts that return JSON. Ansible executes them on the target host. Your module must inherit from Ansible module and call module, exit JSON, or module, fail JSON. The argument spec defines your parameters. Always use supports check mode equals true. Your users will thank you. Here's a module that checks if a file exists and optionally creates it. Notice the argument spec with path and state, supports check mode equals true, and the check mode logic. If check mode is true, we return changed equals true without making changes. Once your module is written, build the collection tarball with Ansible-galaxy collection build. Install it locally with Ansible-galaxy collection install. For development, use collections/Ansible collections/ in your playbook repo. Never install from source in production. Always use the tarball. Here are the commands. Build with output path to specify where the tarball goes. Install from the tarball, then verify with list. Don't install by copying the source directory. Always use Ansible-galaxy collection install. Testing a collection is non-negotiable. Use Ansible test from the Ansible core package. Write unit tests for your module logic using Python's unitest and mock the Ansible module calls. For integration tests, write playbooks that exercise your module. Test failure modes, invalid params, missing files, permission errors. Here's a unit test example. We mock Ansible module and OSPath exists, then assert that exit JSON was called with the expected arguments. Use Ansible test with Docker to run tests in a consistent environment. When you're ready to share, publish to Ansible-galaxy. First, create an API token on Galaxy, Ansible.com, then run Ansible-galaxy collection publish. After publishing, anyone can install with Ansible-galaxy collection install. Versioning is critical. Follow semantic versioning. Never overwrite a published version. Here's how to publish. Set your API key as an environment variable or use API key. Then publish the tarball. Users can then install directly from Galaxy. Never publish a collection with a dev or RC suffix to Galaxy. Use a private repository for pre-release versions. Your collection may depend on other collections or Python packages. Declare collection dependencies in Galaxy, IML under dependencies. For Python dependencies, use requirements, txt in the collection root. When a user installs your collection, Ansible-galaxy will automatically install the dependent collections. Python dependencies are not auto-installed, you must document them. Here's a Galaxy, IML example. Notice the dependencies section, it lists required collections with version constraints. If your module imports module utils from another collection, you must add that collection as a dependency. Otherwise, you'll get a module not found error at runtime. Collections are overkill for a single module used in one playbook. If you have one-off automation, just inline the module or use a simple script. Also, avoid collections if your team can't agree on a namespace. Finally, if you need to support multiple Ansible versions, collections can be tricky. For a single module used in one playbook, don't create a collection. Use library in the playbook repo, but only if you're the sole consumer. The moment a second team needs it, migrate to a collection. This is the same issue we highlighted at the start. Here's exactly why that happened. The team assumed the collection was pinned to the same version in all playbooks. One playbook referenced my namespace, my collection without a version constraint, and the CI pipeline had cached an older collection tarball. The module utils directory had been restructured in the new version, breaking imports. The playbook referenced my namespace, my collection without a version constraint, allowing the CI pipeline to use a cached older collection tarball that had a restructured module utils directory, breaking imports. The fix was to add Ansible-galaxy collection install my namespace, my collection, == 1, 2, 3 to the CI pipeline. Use collections, in requirements, IML with explicit version ranges. Always pin collection versions in your requirements file. Never rely on implicit latest. If your module imports from another collection, but you forget to declare it in Galaxy, IML dependencies, users will get a module not found error when they run a playbook using your module. Always add the dependency and republish. If you don't pin the version, CI might pick up a different version than expected, leading to import errors or behavioral changes. Always pin with == or equals in requirements, IML. If you forget to check module check mode, your module will make actual changes even when run with check. Always guard your mutation code with if module check mode. Return early. The collection structure shown requires Ansible 2.1 or later. Earlier versions, 2.9 and below, do not support the collection's directory layout and Ansible-galaxy collection commands. If your team uses an older Ansible version, you must upgrade or use the legacy library approach. The article mentions module utils but doesn't show how to import it. Here's a concrete example. Place shared code in plugins/module utils/myutils, py and import it in your module as shown. The article warns about version drift but doesn't emphasize pinning in requirements, IML. Always specify exact versions, e.g., my namespace, my collection, == 1, 0, 0 in your project's requirements, IML to prevent unexpected breaking changes from newer collection releases. Here's a debugging guide. If a module is not found, check if the collection is installed. If you get an import error, install all dependencies with requirements, IML. If check mode isn't working, run the playbook with check v to see what's happening. Let's run through some common interview questions. How does Ansible resolve module names when multiple collections define the same module? Uses collections keyword order. Use FQCN to avoid ambiguity. When would you choose a custom collection over role? When you need to distribute modules or plugins. Roles are simpler for organizing tasks. What happens if you publish a collection with a missing dependency in Galaxy? IML. Collection installs fine, but users get import errors at runtime. And a few frequently asked questions. What is the directory structure of a collection? Namespace/name/ with Galaxy. IML, roles, playbooks, plugins/ tests. How do I write a custom module? Python file in plugins modules using Ansible module, define argument spec, implement logic, return JSON. How do I publish a collection? Build with Ansible-galaxy collection build, then publish with Ansible-galaxy collection publish using an API token. Let's recap the key takeaways. Collection equals directory with Galaxy. IML, roles, plugins/ tests write modules in plugins/modules/. Build with Ansible-galaxy collection build. Test with Ansible test before publishing. Ready to go deeper? Up next, configuration drift and compliance, and Ansible for Kubernetes. Find them all at TheCodeForge.io. Thanks for watching. The full article and code examples are covered in detail at TheCodeForge.io.